doesn't matter if food has been in the fridge for like a normal amount of time, or if I've washed my hands after touching something gross, or like whatever. Like sometimes contamination OCD has a hold on me. Thankfully, I've done enough ERP, exposure and response prevention therapy for OCD, where I'm not like as distracted by it. But before I did that, I mean, I would so frequently find myself so stuck. Like if I had leftovers in the fridge, I would not trust them. Like if they had been in the fridge for like a couple of days, like again, like a totally reasonable amount of time, I would take them and I would feel really, really scared about eating them because I'm like, what if there's something wrong with them? Like what if they like went bad already and I like didn't notice, even if they smelled fine and everything. It's just kind of like, I don't know, I just like wouldn't trust them. I mean, people in the 1800s would have been so lucky to have refrigeration so their food wouldn't just like go bad immediately. And yet I'm still like, okay, but how do we know if it works? Like, what if I'm the one who figures out that like the fridge actually doesn't work the way it says it does? Like, for example, I used to Google like over and over to see if it was like okay to like eat rice that had been in the fridge for a couple, and again, a couple of days. I'm not even saying like 2 weeks or whatever, a couple of days. And if I would find something saying that it was like okay to eat, I'd be like, okay, well, why don't I just keep looking and keep Googling until I find something that says that it's like not okay to eat? And then I'd find one article that was like, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't. And then I'd be like, that's it. This justifies it. I'm not gonna eat the rice. And it's like, okay, you're literally looking for someone to give you the answer that you already sort of have in your head so that you can justify doing like a compulsive behavior, right? Like, at this point, it's like, what's the point of even looking for a source? Like, you're not really trying to find this information about whether this rice is like good or not. Like, I don't know. At this point, it's like, you're not going to eat the rice because you think it's bad. And we don't know if it's bad or not bad, but it's like, well, now you're just going to be hungry. What we do know is that you were straight up hungry because you didn't eat the rice. After getting treatment, like, my attitude is more sort of like, well, if it smells okay and if I remember when I put it in the fridge and it hasn't really been that long, then I'm just gonna eat it. Like, even if it's been 3 or 4 days, which like before, like I would not have eaten something that had been in the fridge for 4 days, like even if it smelled okay. And at this point, I'm kind of like, well, if I get sick from it, I get sick from it. You never know if you're gonna get sick from leftovers, but if you're being sort of reasonably safe about it, the chances are low. And like, there's actually a higher chance if you eat your leftovers of not being hangry. Another example of contamination OCD that I have really struggled with is I've always felt so weird about runny eggs. Like, if an egg isn't fully cooked, I spiral about like, what if I get salmonella from it? What if I get some other disease from it? Like, why, like, what is in the liquid that can kill me? Especially now with bird flu, I'm like, oh, what else could be in there? And before ERP therapy, I would just avoid runny eggs completely. Like, I simply would not touch them. And then when I started doing ERP, one of my exposures was to like, one, to eat leftovers, and two, eat runny eggs. Which, it's so funny, like therapy for OCD is like really hard for sure, but it's kind of almost funny to be like talking to friends who have talk therapists who are all like, oh yeah, like my therapist wants me to like analyze like who I am and my feelings, and you know, like why, like what is stopping me from like letting my inner child loose. And I'm like, yeah, my therapist says I have to eat leftovers. Like, the nastier the better, actually. She wants me to eat like 4-day-old Dominoes. So my exposures were to eat these leftovers and then also to eat runny eggs, which I started getting these runny eggs like at restaurants, still never at home, because I don't know, I was like, just because the experts can make a proper runny egg doesn't mean that like I can't still mess it up pretty badly and, you know, feel sick from it or whatever. But I started by eating runny eggs at restaurants, and then it just felt more normal after time. I mean, also it's like, I think it's just like the experience of being like, oh, I did this thing that really freaked me out and it was fine. And I don't know if it'll always be fine, but seems like not a huge thing to worry about right now. Like, I still don't really make runny eggs at home, but it's because I'm pretty incompetent. And I don't really know how to cook like that, but maybe Maybe eventually, maybe next time. It's not the point, but like eating runny eggs kind of makes me feel like a god where I'm like, I'm sorry, this stuff is nasty. It should actually make me super sick, and it doesn't. I can just eat these. I can just eat a runny yolk and nothing bad happens, at least not yet. Well, I guess we'll circle back about that. So, whatever your version of runny eggs or leftovers or whatever is, the NoCD app might be able to help. I found a great therapist through NoCD, and even though I'm no longer in active therapy, I still have access to the tools and exercises that my therapist gave me all within the app still. And even though OCD never goes away, like I still feel weird around like different like food stuff for sure. NoCD has made it easier to handle when it shows up so that it doesn't turn into this thing that's taking over your life.